Hello, collective. Welcome, welcome. You know what it is. If it resonates in your life, please take care. Okay. Um, Specific insights. There was one specific that is quite. I need to put a disclaimer. It's gonna go into about. Excuse the English, but suicidal depression. Okay. But I'm gonna just start off easy when it comes to the messages here. Um, So, first things first, triple three. Okay, that is protection on all levels and dimension. We'll love to see it. Okay, if you see this number, this is also your confirmation. Um, so, um, Easy messages. First one, if you decided to do like change your hair into a perm, because there's somebody that's very luscious, thick, good hair. Okay, if you want to change it up, change it up. Okay, I feel like remember this is I don't know if it's you collective. Hopefully, you're not judging your peers, your friends, your peoples, but whoever's changing their hair, there's somebody, a group of people that feel some type of way. There are people that are attached to your hair, and I feel like that shouldn't be the thing, but they are. You could be a part of the natural hair community, or just have really long, thick, luscious hair. Okay, um, in any community, but there are a lot of people are like, no, you can't. Don't cut it. Don't put it permanent. Like there's something about putting a curl set, a perm, a Jericho, or even changing color, cutting it, going blonde. Um, it could be all cohesively together or separate messages, but like there are a lot of people like you shouldn't do that, but you have a really good hairstylist that's gonna take care of you. Like I don't know if this hairstylist is a part of the family or something, but whoever is your hairstylist, are the type of person that if you need to have braids for 3 days. I know I said 3 years. Maybe your hair has grown really long and very luscious, and it took you after the third year to be like, you know what? No, I need to change. I need to switch up. Okay, it is long enough. It's just thick enough, or it has been the same color for that period of time. Okay, but what I wanted to say is, yeah, if you want your hairstyle to be like 3 days, this new hairstylist will come in, like the stylist will come in and even fix it, like change it up after the third day. Like what I'm tuning into like a hairstylist that like one day you braid your hair and box braids, right? After the third day, for some reason, they're like, okay, let's just braid your own hair or just change it, cut it. Like, they're really like, whatever you want, I'm gonna do it for you. And this is the type of hairstylist I wish I had in my own life because they're really down for you. So don't give a fuck what anyone will say, okay? I'm frustrated on behalf of you. And if you have a friend or a family member that always changes up their hair, know that their hair is well taken care of. Because I don't know who this is for, okay? Message number one. Um, okay, message number two is that there are gonna be some sort of like get together, like family vacation or just get together. The message here is this that somebody, I don't know if it's like a young adult or a kid, somebody will clog up your toilet or there's going to be a clogged toilet. They're going to throw things down. I'm pissed on behalf of whoever's toilet that is. Like they're going to just throw anything in there and I just like, ugh. And then you won't find who did it as well. Something about looking for the the villain that caused his demise. um having family, or I wouldn't say this is like friends, because I feel like people, but then again, I feel like this could be cousins, nieces, brothers, sis, like group of people. Okay, so there is that. Now, speaking of that, I actually was channeling nephew and nieces just like that, and one of the languages I speak. So you could speak the Akan language, you're learning it. Listen, I don't know how to speak it. I do know that my ancestors are from there, from Ghana, the Akan tribe. Um, but I'm really good at languages. So like bits and pieces, like I'm very good with hearing. So I will be remembering things even though I don't know how to spell. And in my defense, like my own mom don't even know how to write in her native language, and she was born there. Um, and she don't know how to write, she don't know how to read in that language. Obviously, she does understand it, but still, is like I don't know. Linguistics wasn't really her thing. Okay. But over the years, I've been able to pick up, a few words here and there. But then again, I really do love languages. Me and myself, I know how to speak five, and that's, you know what? Let's move on. Something about nieces and nephews. Now, I don't know if that's linked to that first message where they're gonna create chaos in somebody's bathroom. Okay. Um, Right. I feel like it's gonna be a fun like gathering, like a lot of outing and a lot of like activities. But it's just like some people, young or old, heavy on the young, don't know how to clean up after themselves. So I don't know. I just ignore it. Like I would be annoyed if that was me. I don't know. But I see you getting, you're easy on them. Um. So hey, nieces and nephews. And the next message here is again, I'm not quite sure if it's tied to the family gathering days because it's giving like I'm gonna spend my time at the head of the family for a while. Okay. Um, or it's just like separate. Something is like really annoying at your workplace, specifically if you work at the supermarket. Somebody could also smell really good, like their cologne be 10/10 or something. But that's besides the point. There is this really like you have to now when you're gonna like leave your workplace, like you have to make sure that a certain supervisor knows that you are leaving, or you have to let like your team know that you're leaving. Like I don't know if this is gonna be like a global thing, but it's like there is some sort of new policy where it's like you cannot just leave based on stamping out. Like somebody has to authorize you leaving. And this is like taking place around the supermarket, like that branch. I find it to be annoying because it's kind of like what I was tuning into, what I saw in the spirit is like, um, you're about to leave and they're trying to find that supervisor and they're like, oh no, we can't find them or whatever. And they're like, you can't leave until you tell this person. Like, you actually, you cannot quit, as in, you can't clock out if you don't tell this person. And that person could be, I don't know, anywhere. Smoke break, on the bathroom, at a different aisle, and you really have to wait for that person before you can clock it. I don't know. I find it to be. I don't know if this is like a new thing that they're gonna add in. Like there are a lot of changes globally when it comes to just shopping in general. I don't know if this is like a trial situation. I don't know. I find it to be really annoying as well. I'm trying to keep my cool, collective, my dear collective. So these are the neutral messages, okay? Now, on to the disclaimer. One, I feel like this is between a Pisces. I wanted to say Pisces. I don't know, maybe somebody's name is Cassius or Cassie. But it's between, I feel like it's between a Pisces and Aries, Pisces woman, Aries man, or just a Pisces or an Aries, right? I don't feel like you guys are supposed, I feel like you guys are karmic. Okay, I know I'm supposed to do like the zodiac signs. I will. I have a specific date when I will do that. Um, to be quite honest, you're also not on the list when I'm gonna do the double ones. But I say this to say, um, yeah, if your person, just on a general senses, collective, if your person has made you depressed, as in suicidal, obviously they need to like go to therapy because that's like a serious frequency to be in. Okay, number one. But if your person knows that you get triggered or you have trauma, but let's say you don't, right? And you're in this karmic cycle and they actively, all of a sudden, now you have depression. Now you feel suicidal. Whether if things doesn't work out, whether if you know it's going to end, I don't feel like it's the best relationship to stay in. That's what I'm getting here. I'm literally getting where it's like you're with your person and you know it's not going well, but you tried your best. There's also this dynamic that one person loves somebody else. Why am I making it so complicated? Maybe it's a complicated situation, but I'm getting the idea of like one person loves you more than you love them, or is vice versa. Okay, and there's a lot of unhealed stuff. This is given like one person is healed, another person is not. Therefore, you'll either heal together or you'll be drowning in darkness, right? Because the thing is, on a reality spectrum, you cannot save somebody that don't want to save themselves. Okay, so whoever's in this energy, this is probably why you're depressed. But for you to be suicidal, let's say like you're kind of like pretty decent in life, but like the depression hits so hard that you don't want to live when you're with this person or when things are gonna end. I don't. My personal advice for you is to leave. Find a support system and then leave. Okay? Because I don't see this working out at all. And as somebody that's very huge advocate for twin flames, because this could also be twin flame situation. I'm not quite sure, but even then, yes, there are a lot of trials and tribulations in a twin flame situation. But personally, I don't believe that where you have to like die to yourself for another person. It's inhumane, and I don't feel like your person wants to push you through that. Let alone God, okay? Let alone your spirit team. So that's just my personal take on it, because I know some twin flames be going through the worst things ever and be waiting forever and a day. And from the outside looking in, it all looks fucking toxic. Listen, at some point I'd be like, it makes kind of sense where the toxicity can be the blurred lines, right? But like I always say, I've come to the terms where it's like if they're treating you some type of way, Your spirit team, God, rest assured, can bring somebody new. Okay, because there are fake twin flames, there are karmic twin flames. If you don't know, you know now. Okay, because I feel somebody is really like you here dying for the sake of your person, twin flame soulmate or whatever. It's not the vibe. It really is not. Um, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna come as a shock. Okay, that somebody is like suicidal or will be or something. For some of you guys, you could share a child. I don't know. I don't know. That is the message, guys. Hopefully, it will resonate. Um, I may or may not. As you know what, I'm on a little breaky break, so we will see. But I want to add that um, I don't know if it was relevant, but like for 2 days, I was like, had this weird ass pain in the middle of my back. I'm still not quite sure it has to do with my Kundalini energy being stuck. I listen. If it's an attack, then well, it's not there anymore, right? But if it's a part of my spiritual awakening, I don't know if some of you guys are going through it. I know there's so many shifts and changes and craziness on a global scale, and not just what's on the news, but like I feel like a lot of chosen ones are just really going through it and being tested. And we will overcome because who we have faith in. But that doesn't mean that people will not or entities won't try, right? Um, I should have taken my own advice. I always say this: if energies feel weird at home for a while, now for me, it was like this is like a 2 day thing, okay? But if the energies are weird inside, go outside, okay? And if the energies are weird outside, go inside. But I always say this: Earth is a healing mechanism in itself, okay? There was somebody, I don't know if somebody feels some type of way now, but I saw this on Instagram. They're saying that the air is much more purified or cleaner outside than it is inside. I agree, but also it depends on where you live because there's also a lot of pollution, but I do understand where they're coming from. Okay. I don't know if you're too keen about going outside, but hey, you can be like me and just wait it out. That's what I did. But this is also the guidance for those that are like, you know what? No, I need to do something with this immediately. And this is if you're being spiritually attacked. This is if your ascension feels kind of odd. Anyone that practice yoga, Kundalini yoga to be specific. I do a lot of meditation, okay? And sometimes if you don't clear or let that energy transmute, it will be stuck, okay? Um, however, in my case, it again in the middle of my back, so like it goes from your root chakra up to your crown. So yeah, a lot of healing, you know. Um, I guess in my case, it caused stagnation, but I wouldn't call it stagnation if I haven't been resting since last year. But I do understand where it's coming from. So, you know, this is not something where you need to be stressing over because at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. Um, I kind of also knew that I would be in this situation based on what I saw in my dreams. So I'm just sharing. If anyone also like, this is not a specific message, but if anyone who had like stagnant energy or felt attacked, this is the thing. If you're intuitive, you'll be knowing things beforehand. Like I knew I would be in this situation because I've already seen it. That's why I'm like so chill about it. Um, and also proud. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. That's why I'm so chill about it. Um, and it's kind of up to us if we want to listen or not. My spirit team be on me about certain things and what to eat and how to move and whatnot and who to like talk to, because there are certain people that could be like you know trying to make sure that you stay low vibrational. That's also a thing. Like they don't think that you'll be aware of it, but they know that you know. The thing is that they don't want you to know, right? Like the other, like yeah, before the 2 days, like my energy was pretty like I got control of my routine, right? And there somebody was like, "Oh, I don't think this routine is like suitable or whatever," or like it's almost like they're trying to figure it out. But then again, if you explain this to them, they won't understand because they're not a part of that collective that would understand you. It's like you're speaking two different languages. People that are spiritual and non-spiritual people, they do not speak the same language. It's an entirely different language in itself. So you better stay hush hush, and then they're trying to make sure that you guys are on equal ground because they want to relate and they can't, and that could have influ- infiltrated, trying to mesh with your energy, and now you're kind of like in the same low vibrational thinking that they are. But is it energy vampirism? I wouldn't say so. I feel like it's more so like they want to bring you down to their level, right? Because even if you don't do anything, they have a more they have a sense of relief when they're trying to make you equal. But you guys are not equal spiritually because it's already been it's kind of is what it is, right? I think there's a scripture in the Bible. There are some people that will get it, and there's some people that won't. Some people's heart will be stubborn. Some people's will be able to see and feel and hear, and some people won't because it's like they choose to. And no matter how much you try, they will never get it, right? If I'm here talking about what I'm seeing in the spirit or premonition or, clairvoyance or clairaudient or that somebody's trying to siphon my energy, like from the outside looking in, they're like, what the heck you're on about? However, people are okay with talking about like astrology because that's like worldly known. If what I do is worldly known, obviously less opposition and more acceptance. You get me? Right? So, I don't know. And the funny thing with astrology, it is much more deeper than what's on the surface level and what's available to us. I would say that. Now I'm just rambling, but I do want to add something like on my feed. Something that's been coming up a lot is Mormonism. Okay, everywhere. Um, and I wanted to say there was also like one person that was talking about how Jesus wasn't real. Oh, he is, but the name is not real. Is Jeshua. I agree, but then they're saying something about if Christianity worshiping the devil, right? And I remember when I was younger, that a lot of people. Um, I'm from a multicultural pot of places, okay? And upon my research and studying and interacting with individuals, there always seemed to be this weird hatred against Christianity. Okay, this in its entirety, like Christianity in itself, is just yeah, you know. Though I know that there are hatreds on all the three major religions, but it's like in different format. I'm trying to not make this political, but I noticed that the people when I was growing up, they're always saying that they changed the Bible. It was people that didn't practice Christianity; they were actually practicing Islam, and they're like, why did they change the Bible 5 times in the different versions? Blah 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 blah. But the Quran is one version. And I was thinking here, like, can it make sense? It was supposed to be one text only. But then I was like, there are different languages and different interpretations. And so is in the Quran as well. They're interpretators for a reason. The Bible just kind of shifted in that different direction. Now, logically, they actually understood where I'm coming from. But I also found out that the animosity, because the way this Instagram personnel said about Christianity being like, the devil and whatnot, she's like mixing. Because in the past, people used to say that, at least as long as people that I grew up with was like, oh, that is like the Antichrist. And now I feel like there's this new wave of, at least what I saw on my Instagram. She's like, yeah, Jesus Christ is real, but his name is Yeshua. And so much just coming from, but then she said the whole Christianity is like based on, you know, or Christians are worshiping the devil with Jesus because of the actual name. But it's like she's picking from religions that used to stem from that prejudice and hatred, but she's not using it from the Christ consciousness propaganda, okay, more or less. Because there's also this thing where Christianity now has been looked upon or shifted into New Age thinking with the Christ consciousness. I don't know why I'm telling all of this. Like, but I'm gonna tell you this: all of it, even going back to the Mormonism, like a lot of it has some sort of cohesive blend. But I always say to myself that if it works for me, I'm good to go. I'm good to go if it works for me. Because it's like, if I use the name of Yeshua, it works for me. If I use the name for Jesus, it works for me. But I'm not going to be radical and be like, this is right or wrong. But I don't know if somebody's trying to figure out what to believe or whatnot. Like one of my former friends said when I asked him about religion, because at the end of the day, I'll always be somebody that likes religion. Okay, at the end of the day, and he was like, my belief system is I believe in peace. And I love that. But I've also been indoctrinated to go the religious way because I did. And he wasn't. But it's funny though, he still has like tattoos on him that talks about God. And I don't know if that was the reason why I was so drawn to him. I feel such a hypocrite. But he was like one of the people where I realized, like, you know what? They're really solid people that have no judgment, don't want to get into any fuss. Like people just be who they are. Like I love it. I love that. And that's like one in a million. That one person on this 7 billion that I'm like, okay. He doesn't subscribe to anything. He just like peace. That's all. He's like, I'm not an atheist. I'm just like peace. That's all I am I'm for. And that's it. You know? And be like him, collective. Be like him. Because I really appreciate that. I say this to say we live in trying times, okay? But I am done with the messages. Thank you for stopping by. It's like 30 minutes of just rambling. Um, I find my people though. I really do. And if nothing else makes sense, Believe in peace because at least you be at peace. I just put God for me because it works, you know?